Soldiers are required to salute officers. That also includes warrant officers as well. And in a situation where even a lieutenant, comes across a captain, the lieutenant still salutes the captain because the captain outranks him. So officers still salute other officers. It's usually just a matter of who the lower ranking officer is before who renders the salute first, right? So when you're rendering a salute to an officer, a lot of times people sound out for their mottos. So one of my units, the motto was "in front of them all." So as I passed an officer, he'd be "in front of them all, sir" or "ma'am." And that individual would come back with maybe their motto if they're from a different unit, or the same motto. Sometimes you can also do good morning, good afternoon, whatever. Usually people say something when they are saluting an officer. You could just not say anything, but most of the time people say something when they're saluting that officer. So those are good examples of times when you do salute. Most people aren't very familiar with times when you don't salute though. For example, you don't salute indoors unless you're reporting to an officer. So if you had to visit an officer in their office for a specific special purpose, knock on the door, enter, and then reporting, sir, kind of a thing. But for the most part, you don't salute indoors, with the exception of that kind of situation. Other times would be in a combat zone. You wouldn't want to do that because you don't want to identify that individual as someone important to maybe someone who's nearby, maybe a possible enemy or something like that. So that also translates a lot of times with training environments. Sometimes they'll want to treat it just like the same way, and so they'll say, hey, while we're during this training, no saluting officers. Sometimes on a flight line, you won't salute officers. There's a lot of other situations. If you know someone is an officer and you see them in civilian clothes, you're not supposed to salute them while they're in civilian clothes, and probably a bunch of other situations when you do and when you don't salute an officer. This is 2-Minute Tuesday, so I don't have a lot of time to explain that to you. So if you have some other situations that you know about, leave them in the comments.